Say hello. Someone wants to be here. Stickers doesn't read a lot, but apparently she likes to be on BookTube. Hello everybody, and welcome back to Lindsay's Little Library. I wanted to highlight another one of my favorite authors today and kind of talk about the books that I've read by her, why I like her a lot, and hopefully encourage someone out there to pick up her books because I don't think she gets as much attention and shout outs as she totally deserves. So today I am going to talk about Heather Gudenkauf. Heather Gudenkauf is a fairly new favorite author for me. I discovered her probably in the last year and a half or so and totally went right down the rabbit hole and read a ton of her books right away. So she doesn't have a whole lot out there, so if you're looking for a really great author to get introduced to that doesn't have 20 to 30 books out there, Heather's a really great one. Heather writes amazing psychological thrillers, and they usually center around families. They usually take place in the Midwest, and I promise you there will be 100 secrets involved, and there will be a ton of twists that you don't see coming, and you will love every single one of her books. She tackles some pretty big issues and some pretty big scenarios that happen, and so totally gets your heart pumping. They're really, really great stories. The first one I actually picked up is Little Mercies. This one is one that I bought when I went to see her. She came to our local Barnes & Noble and my book club said, hey, let's go check her out. A few of them had read her before and I kind of tagged along and so glad I did. So I've seen her now twice, I believe. One time she was there with Mary Kubica, so if you like Mary Kubica, you would love Heather Gudenkauf. Lovely, lovely woman, super, super sweet and nice. Very interesting to hear her side of the story. She actually has a teaching background and education background, so love that kind of perspective and how she got into writing. So if you ever have the opportunity to meet her and go see her, I highly recommend it. So Little Mercies was the first one I picked up. This centers around a woman named Ellen and a woman named Jenny. So Ellen is a social worker and she's seen kind of the worst of people, and she really helps get a lot of troubled kids out of some really, really bad situations. It takes up a lot of her time. It's a very demanding job. She is faced, or she's put in a situation that her job demands her attention over her family. It's a very hot summer day and she finds herself forgetting her daughter in her car. Right. It's not a spoiler, it happens fairly early in the book, but as soon as I heard that, it was like, yep, I need to pick this up. I need to figure out what happens. So now she's on the other side of the fence and looked at as judged through those other eyes that maybe she has seen other people in before. So she teams up with someone that a little bit unlikely. Her name is Jenny, who's kind of had a pretty rough life herself. And it's a really, really interesting book. Lots of twists, lots of oh my gosh moments. So Little Mercies, pick this one up. This is probably my favorite one. I think it might be because it was the first one I read, but fantastic book. Another book I read is called These Things Hidden. I had a mass market paperback version of it and I'm not a fan, so I got rid of that one pretty quick, and I'm hopefully going to pick up another copy. But These Things Hidden centers around two sisters, one of which was put in prison. She was originally kind of the golden girl of the city, could do no wrong, wonderful, wonderful kid. Then tragedy kind of strikes, this horrible thing happens, and she ends up going to jail for it. The other sister is still out, but knows what happened and keeps a lot of secrets hidden. Once the older one is released from prison, I believe her name is Allison, she kind of starts reaching out to her sister Brynn again, and some secrets start to uncover, and what the whole entire town thought happened did not happen at all. So another really great twists and turns, uncovering exactly what happened and how things went about. Totally worth it. Pick that one up. Next one, I have One Breath Away. This centers around a school shooting. So a gunman takes over a school. It's a really bad, wintry, stormy night. So you have not only the weather to contest with, you have all these students in there. You have perspectives from the police officer on scene. You have perspectives from a grandparent and a parent that's sitting outside, as well as inside the school. There's a girl, and why can't I remember characters' names? Her name is Augie. Inside, there's some siblings that are caught inside. One who she wants to protect her brother. Another great book. School shooting books are really hard for me to read. Definitely makes me open my eyes, makes me want to keep my kids at home, honestly. But a really good book. As always, Heather has some twists involved that you just don't see coming. So there you go. Next one I picked up was The Weight of Silence. This centers around two little girls, Callie and Petra. Callie is a selective mute, so she only talks very rarely, and if she does, it's only to her friend Petra. So Petra's really the voice of her. They don't totally understand why Callie stopped talking, but basically you get the impression something happened when she was little that has caused her to stop talking. Now she lives with her mom, and her dad is not really around anymore. He wasn't the greatest guy. So her mom is trying to deal with being a single mom, having a daughter that is a selective mute, and trying to navigate kind of that world. One night, Petra and Callie go missing, and no one's seen them, heard from them at all in a while. And so Callie's mom gets involved, as well as Petra's dad, and there's some contention there because, you know, what happened in the past is it something that what exactly went on that made Callie become a selective mute, and how has Petra been pulled into this? Is Callie's dad somehow involved? All kinds of really unanswered questions and craziness about what the heck happened to these two little girls. Again, awesome book. The latest book that I've read is Missing Pieces. This centers around Sarah and Jack, who have been married for quite a while. Sarah doesn't know a whole lot about his family, and so when his Aunt Julie all of a sudden is in a coma and they need to go back home, she starts kind of learning a little bit about what happened to Jack. And when Jack was younger, his mother died very tragically, and he didn't really talk a whole lot about that. And so when they do go home, she's starting to realize that the story she got from Jack isn't totally adding up to the story she's getting from the residents of, I think it's Penny Gap is where they live. So she starts to put together these little missing pieces, and again, some secrets are revealed and things just aren't quite as they seem. Another very interesting book. It was a little bit different. I didn't like it quite as much as the other few that I read, but still very good. Heather does have a newer book out lately. I believe it's called Not a Sound. I haven't picked that one up yet, but I totally will. You know I will. I'm just kind of waiting for the good opportunity to buy it and read it. So that's it. That's Heather Gudenkauf. I honestly love her writing. Great psychological thrillers. If you are looking for something that's fast-paced, that gives you a lot of different perspectives from all the different characters. I love how she really gives you an idea from everybody's kind of what their thoughts are, how they're feeling, especially in The Weight of Silence, where you have perspectives from both the little girls' houses and from both of their families, and you see kind of this blame game kind of happening. It was really good. So pick her up and let me know if you do. If you have read Heather Gudenkauf, let me know what is your favorite book below. Otherwise, like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you later. Bye.